Okay, this is a one-way data table from macro regard. Look! Oops. Oh, okay, that's my dog. In this video, we're going to do something similar to what we did on the previous one, except let's copy this sheet and this time switch it around and put one-way table sensitivity. Okay, this last one with the completed sensitivity, the only change I made is I put a little plus and minus, and then in our model now, I included a couple of other output variables, a payback period with the payback function, but I don't think we'll even use that because payback is so similar to the holding period, and then an MIRR, and I took the NPV divided by the NPV at the risk-free rate divided by the amount we pay and call that our value to cost ratio, whatever that is. So we have a couple of different things to just so we have a couple of different output variables. Okay, and our one-way data table. Now let me delete our nice little graphs we made in the last video in case you didn't watch it, which is fine, and I'm already stuck. Okay, this is a one-way data table, so we need a row start and a row end. We do not need a column start and column end, and we need we don't really need a row variable because those are going to be our outputs, and we need a column variable. Okay, so we'll use those things, but this time let's put a couple of different output variables in here. Let's get rid of this just temporarily, and then we can make another one of it. And let's put output number 1 as it could be the IRR, the premium, and then delete, go down, and let's say we have, we'll make it one more, Control D to go down, output number 2, output number 3, and output number 4. So we have all these other variables, and why don't we make our first table down here, and we don't want any of these things, so up here we don't need all these. This will be the IRR, and how about the MIRR, and how about the premium, and we'll put one more, which is our cost value to cost. Okay, I don't know if you like that name. We don't need this anymore, and I suppose this will be sensitivity, and see, we'll put different exit multiples for this one. And then so this is not called our IRR sensitivity anymore. We'll just call it table 1. Okay. And I don't know if we really need to name these tables. Okay, and then let's copy it. Well, let's call it our exit sensitivity, and then maybe we'll do just exactly the same thing. How about deleting all of these things? And how about just copying this one? And we'll make it we'll make this one, instead of the exit multiplier, I don't know why we really need 2 exits here, but let's make this the holding period. And you can see what we're doing. We'll make a growth rate one, and I'm going to stop the video a little bit because that's just too boring watching me. Okay, I defined the different variables and went through the tedious process of just putting in a row number or a column number. We want to make sure these kind of things work, so there are a few with 4 variables, where we changed the exit multiple, changed the holding period, changed the growth rate, changed the exit multiple but only had 2 variables. This entry multiple only had 2 variables, exit multiple 1 variable. Let's say we want to put this growth rate table for some reason. Let's put this growth rate table over here. So we want to do this. When we do this, the row numbers change and the column number changes. So how about we'll move it again. We can put this over here. Alright, so that we want to make sure that our data tables work on a real kind of a flexible basis. Alright, now the last thing we'll do is add some different output variables. Remember, this is a one-way data table, so unlike the others, unlike the last one where we had 2 outputs, and one output and multiple input, 2 inputs. This time we can get as many outputs as we want. Let's go to our model sheet and name this the payback. Oops. And name this the MIRR, and name this value to cost. Okay, I put spaces in this one. Now what you can do there is just select this, and then if I can get this damn thing to work, it's Shift Control F3, and I have this horrible mobile thing, and I didn't do it right. Shift Control F3, and we just want the right column. You know, everything with a range name, it seems to be F3. And what happened to this payback thing? Oh, great. I have a little function to do that. I'm deleting the payback. If we press Control F3, it looks like I have a couple of column ends. We're going to have to redo some of these. Notice some of these say just completed sheet, one-way sheet, model sheet. Some of them just refer to one sheet. Some of them refer to the whole workbook. So that'll be a little issue in our analysis here. And now, if we want to show all of those variables again, we can just press, remember, F3. So it should be seeing that everything is related to F3. Oops, Control Z. Let's put our F3 here. Paste the list. Okay, I really don't care about all of these, but we also have an MIRR somewhere here. I'll put it up here. We also have a value to cost. Okay, if you're really good at remembering, maybe it's easier for you just to type them in. And we had a payback that I screwed up. Okay, so I think that's all. I'm just going to delete this. And for our first one, we put in MIR. In the second one, we put in premium in the third one, and we put in our value to cost ratio as the fourth one. Okay, and put it over here. Oops. Okay, and then I think that was the same variables we used in the second one. Oops. I think I can just copy space as values. Okay, why did that happen? And then, so that's up to number 3, and then by the time we get to number 4, we just had the MIRR and the IRR. Okay, and in number 5 and number 6, we only had the IR. So we want to make all of these data tables, and we want to make them work with, we want to make a batch mode where we do them all at the same time. Okay, the first thing we can do, I'll remind you how we did this. The index function, select the whole thing and go to the code number, okay, and press the F4 button. Oops. This, when I copied it, I didn't know that. It redefined this ratio for us, and let's redefine these ones. Shift, Control F3. Okay, we just want the right column this time. And now, hopefully, when we just press Control F3, it'll show us, although we have a column end, I don't think we want that anymore. And we also have a column start. We don't want this anymore because we now have a one-way data table. Okay, so now let's just make our macro to make the data table. This time we just loop around once. And even though we have it before, let's make a new, I'll call it one-way table. Okay, and we'll start. The reason I'm doing this is it's going to put it in a different module. Go to developer, go to macros, go to one-way table and edit it. And we won't cheat, and we'll look at what we did last time. Okay, so we'll try to remember how this all works. And what you do is you start with a for loop for row. It could be the same thing with a column, of course. And we put range, and we begin by the row start, and then we go to the range, and we go to the row end. Okay, that's our first programming, and then we make a next row, and this will be really the only thing we do. And then we need to get the variable into the model, okay, and to do that we define we put range, and then we put another range in. This took me a long time to realize. I should have just tried it out. And then we call it the column variable. Okay, and we say, well, that's equal to cells, and we put the row in for the row input, and for the column we put a range, and that's where we put our column num here. Okay, whoops, and it looks like I forgot a parentheses here, and they told me that I did. I forgot a parentheses here, and they told me I did, and I forgot a thing. So only 3 errors on that one. That's not so bad. And then we don't do the next one. So then we just simply start writing our output variables. And let's put our first output variable as our range of cells. And we put the row here again. And this time we put range. And we put our column number. But this time we put a +1 in because we're going to put it in the next column. Okay, and I think I need a thing here, and we put range, and we put another double range thing in here, and put our output 1. Okay, and then we can just copy that. And what did I do here? Did I have too many cells, row, column number? Maybe I had one. Oh, come on. Damn you. Okay. And then let's copy that. Who's that? Okay, down here. And let's we'll put a second, and a third, and a fourth. And we could do as many as we want. I think you could have gotten even fancier and put some sort of other loop in here, but I don't think this is that bad. And we're essentially finished, except for the, let's show you how to do this. This, where we did this column number, this range, this was our row number. And why don't we put initial value equals the column variable. Okay, and then when we get to the very end, we just have to reassign that one. Okay, and we'll just take that and move it to the other side. Okay, that wasn't so hard, was it? Okay, and now let's try it, but I'm going to cheat and try it myself. Okay, as expected, I made quite a few errors. This said column number, it should be column num. The output didn't have an underscore on it. What else did I have? These were wrong. I didn't use the index command properly. Oh my God. Okay, at least you can see these mistakes that I make on purpose. All right, now, so if we press this and just press our run button, then it works. And if I press the code number to be code number 2, and let's see if it still works. This time I'm not cheating. Okay, it worked. I just have to reformat a couple of things. All right, and why don't we even try it on 3 here? Okay, and let's go to the macros and oops, edit, and we'll change that to 3. Get that back. There's probably a way to do that that I should know, and without going back and forth. Okay. This was our growth rate. I guess we had too low growth rates. Oh, we're making less than the risk-free rate on this one? I don't know. Okay. How about we'll put the growth rate 5%, 10%, 15%, and 20%. Perhaps there's something wrong with the growth rate. That would not shock me. Okay, let's run it again with the different growth rates. And indeed, there seems to be a problem that will force me to plug. Okay, the problem was that I put the different, I didn't have the definitions correct. So it was just a user input, not a programming input. Let's fix the growth rates. And there we have some reasonable. We have some reasonable numbers. Now, the last thing to do is these ones where we only want 2 variables, and what we need to do is just adjust the variables so when these are blank. So if I put a number 4 here, actually it gives it a 0. That's going to be even easier. So when this index is 0, we just don't want to. We don't want to do the program. So why don't we just put if it's the output range that we're going to test. Okay, and let's see if we can do this. If the output range, if that output range does not equal to 0, then we just put this in, okay? And I didn't put the correct 0 here. Okay, and what else did I do? If output range, where's my if statement? Okay, and let's try this one, and all we have to do is copy this for the next 4, change our number 1 to a 2, 3, 4, and change this to 2, 3, 4, and change this to 2, 3, 4. Okay, and come on, what did I do here? Okay. Didn't put our if statement in here. Now I'm again too afraid to do this in front of you, so I'm going to pause it and tell you all of my mistakes. Okay, well, if you have to really know, I did make a little error. I put these 2 ranges together rather than just the 1 range. The 2 ranges together give you the result of the output. The 1 range is just the output variable. So now let's look at this number 4. And of course you can press Shift Alt F11, or Alt F11 rather, and run this, and then it all works. And if you type the number 5, and then number 5, we just had 1 single row. Okay, and where was that? All right, oops, well, I have some stuff over here. I hope that's from the last time or something like that. Okay, Alt F11 and run. And then we can do what we did last time, just go to our developer tab, insert a little box, the top box. We can talk about the top. Whoops. Oh, okay. So a little barking here. That's my assistant who's helping me out. She likes to help me out on the videos. Very helpful. She really is. Couldn't do it without her. Okay, so we'll just attach this to, I don't know if I just did that, but I'll attach this to this one. So now, again, I suppose I should have deleted this, but I'm not going to. I'll make a clear one. If you wanted to make a delete one, you could almost copy this, okay, and then put delete clear, okay, and we go through our initial values. We don't need that anymore. Whoops. We don't need the initial values. We do need the range name, and then we put our cells. We don't need all this if business. Yeah, we do. Then cells, whatever it was, we'll just put dot clear. Okay. Yeah, I thought that's what we put in. Let me pause it and see if it really works. So I think that actually did work out okay. I was afraid to show you, but if we let's move this over. I tried it with 1 and 2. Let's put a number 3 here and put click on this one, and it just clears everything out for us. So now what we could do is make our let's make our little batch things. Okay, so the end code is number 6. We're just going to go from this code number is equal to the begin code number and the end code number. And since if we operate it from this spreadsheet, it would be okay. If we try to operate this from another spreadsheet, we'd have a problem just because of the way the range names are defined. Okay, so let's just program our, oh, come on. Okay, we program our thing here. I'm gonna one more time, and then I'm really going to start losing it. Okay, so let's push it up. So let's make our, what did I call this thing? I call this clear. Let's put sub, clear all. And again, all we do is again repeat this for next loop. For begin range, begin code, okay, to range, and we put the end code. Okay, and of course we need a variable in there, so for, how about code, that's what we did before, equals begin code to end code, then we'll put range and put our code number. It's a little bit confusing, I used code numbers way too much, equal code, but hopefully the confusion will make you understand it. Maybe that's my new philosophy. Okay, and we go down here and put next code. Okay, and then if I run this one, I hope it cleared. Okay, yeah, no, it didn't clear out. Number 4 and number 5. Let's see what happened. Well, let's do the other one anyway. Oh, of course. Well, I didn't run the program. Duh. I just put clear here. And then if we want to put, we'll do the same thing. Just copy this. And we'll put run all. Okay. And this one, instead of putting clear in, we put the one-way data table in. Okay. And I think that's just about enough. Let's put some kind of button here to clear it. All right. And let's clear all. If I run that one, hopefully this time it worked. And let's do this one and put run all. I'll put this clear. Hopefully this worked. And let's copy this one to here and put, instead of clear, put run all. Okay, and right click and assign the macro, and we put it to run all. And let's see if it works. Uh-oh. What did I not call it one way? Oh yes. Right, that's a big problem. Look at that. Okay, so we run that, and it should have run them all, and we can put the clear all, run all, and put a minus, and we can even make our nice little graphs, I think. Okay. If we want to just show this, remember Alt F1. Okay, and you couldn't have done this with the regular data table. You could almost kind of put these next to whoops. Put these next to our little tables. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I'm stopping this. You don't want to see squirrel graphs. Oh, for advertising, www.financeenergyinstitute.com, and it will be so much more exciting than this video to come visit, come talk to other people in person, and the classes are so reasonably priced, and you'll have a blast.